Showbiz pizza is so good!
Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you.
There's only one place, Farrell's.
Remember the days when a trip to the mall meant more than just shopping? You could grab a slice from that iconic pizza joint or a frothy treat from a now extinct smoothie stand. Those beloved eateries may be gone, but they're certainly not forgotten. Join me on a stroll down memory lane as we explore the mouthwatering and sometimes bizarre mall restaurants that once fed our appetites. This is 1 hour of forgotten mall restaurants that no longer exist. Who could resist the smell of freshly baked pretzels wafting through the mall? Let's dig into our next restaurant.
Wanna dance?
For great taste that's fat-free. Must be the pretzels.
Hot Sam Pretzels opened in 1966 in Michigan, thanks to Julius Young. The chain specialized in warm, soft pretzels that quickly became a hit. Shoppers loved the buttery aroma wafting through malls, and pretzels were served with dips like mustard, butter, or cream cheese. By the 1980s, Hot Sam had over 175 locations nationwide. Their pretzels were a quick, satisfying snack for families and busy shoppers. The chain's simple offerings and focus on quality made it a staple of mall food courts.
Plums will name one after me. Say you already have, Mr. Burrow. That's why they're called hamburgers. Plums, no one else will give you more.
Lums started in 1956 in Miami Beach, Florida, started by Stuart and Clifford Perlman. Known for its beer-steamed hot dogs, it offered something different from other chains. The menu also included fried seafood and roast beef sandwiches, appealing to a wide range of customers. By the 1970s, Lums had over 400 locations in the U.S. and abroad. Its casual atmosphere and affordable prices made it popular with families. Diners appreciated its diverse menu and iconic hot dogs, which cost just 35 cents.
I like it when Mommy and Daddy take me to Lums. The burgers are great. You and your kids get a better choice when you choose Lums.
However, rapid expansion caused financial troubles in the mid-1970s. By 1980, the chain filed for bankruptcy. Most locations closed, and the brand faded away. The last Lums, located in Nebraska, operated until 2017. For those who grew up dining at Lums, its beer-steamed hot dogs remain an unforgettable taste of the past. Next up, we'll discuss a restaurant whose comfort food classics made it a Southern favorite. In the late 1980s, changing dining trends hurt Morrison's. Competitors like Piccadilly Cafeteria gained ground. In 1996, Morrison sold its cafeteria division to Piccadilly. By the early 2000s, most locations had closed. Only one original cafeteria remains in Mobile, a nostalgic symbol of Southern hospitality. For many, Morrison's was more than just a restaurant. It was a cherished part of their community.
For only $1.19.
Park it to me, baby, park it to me.
With the taco pocket or the meatball pocket.
Just rock it to me, baby, and rock.
Rack's Roast Beef opened in 1967 in Springfield, Ohio, founded by Jack Roshman. Originally called Jack's Roast Beef, it rebranded to Rack's and quickly grew. By the 1980s, it had over 500 locations in 38 states. Known for its roast beef sandwiches and salad bar, it competed closely with Arby's.
When you're getting hungry for a meal or a snack, you get a special sandwich. Stop in at Rack's and say, pocket to me, baby.
Rack's expanded its menu, adding baked potatoes, pizzas, and even Chinese dishes. While these additions brought variety, they confused customers about the brand's focus. In the late 1980s, competition and missteps like the Mr. Delicious mascot campaign hurt the chain's reputation.
Hello, Rack.
Hello, baby.
It's for you again.
You know what I like.
A roast beef, of course.
By the 1990s, financial troubles led to massive closures. Today, only a few locations remain, mostly in Ohio and Kentucky. Despite its decline, Rack's is remembered fondly by those who loved its hearty sandwiches and relaxed dining experience. Chock full of Nuts started in 1926 as a nut shop in New York City, founded by William Black. When nuts became too expensive during the Great Depression, Black pivoted to selling sandwiches and coffee. This shift turned the business into a chain of luncheonettes. By the 1950s, Chock-full of Nuts was famous for its coffee and nutted cream cheese sandwiches. At its peak, the chain served 40 million customers annually. Its vacuum-packed coffee became a household name, and its iconic yellow cans were everywhere.
Oh, this coffee sure tastes bitter.
Well, try this. Chock-full of Nuts' new special process coffee. It's robust, but never bitter.
As fast food chains rose, the luncheonettes lost popularity. By the 1970s, most locations had closed. Today, Chock-full of Nuts focuses solely on selling coffee, which remains a nostalgic reminder of its rich history. What's the best you can have when it comes to subs? Enter Blimpie Base.
I'm Tony Conza, founder of Blimpie. I'm just a simple sandwich man. Started making them over 35 years ago. Fresh baked bread.
Hurry down to Bob's Big Boy. At Bob's Big Boy, we love good food just like you do.
Bob's Big Boy began in 1936 in Glendale, California, founded by Bob Wyan. He created the iconic double-decker Big Boy burger, a precursor to modern fast food. The chain became famous for its retro diners and friendly atmosphere. By the 1950s, it was a nationwide success, with over 240 locations at its peak. Families loved the burgers, breakfast items, and sundaes served in nostalgic settings.
Bob loves kids and kids love Bob. Just ask anyone. You know, Bob loves kids and kids love Bob. Just ask anyone.
In the 1980s, competition and changing taste led to closures. By 2020, only a handful of Bob's Big Boy locations remained. Today, it's a cherished relic of America's diner culture, keeping the legacy of the Big Boy burger alive for loyal fans. The smell of cinnamon rolls made it impossible to leave the mall without having one in hand.
A place that offers more, the one that'll please the whole crowd. The best burgers, chicken and fish, with their salad.
The Red Barn opened in 1961 in Springfield, Ohio, founded by Don Six, Martin Levine, and Jim Kirst. Its distinctive barn-shaped buildings made it stand out, and its slogan, "When the Hungries hit the Red Barn," became well known. The menu featured burgers, fried chicken, and a self-serve salad bar, with items like the Barney Burger, positioning it as a strong competitor to McDonald's. By the 1970s, the chain had expanded to around 400 locations across the U.S., Canada, and Australia. However, in the late 1970s, ownership changes and financial troubles led to closures, and by the 1980s, most Red Barn locations had disappeared. Today, the brand is fondly remembered for its unique architecture and nostalgic menu offerings. Sometimes, nothing beats a classic burger, and the next place we're going to tell you all about it nailed it.
The most American thick burger, with a split hot dog and kettle-cooked potato chips on a fresh-baked bun.
The All-American Burger chain gained fame for its classic approach to fast food. It began in the mid-20th century and quickly became a favorite. Locations were simple, often near busy shopping areas. Their burgers featured fresh toppings and soft buns, embodying the classic American meal. Families loved the affordable prices and friendly service. Over time, however, competition from bigger chains made it hard for the All-American Burger to keep up. Burger Chef was founded in 1958 in Indianapolis, Indiana, by Frank Porter Thomas and Bob Wildman. It started as a way to showcase Thomas's innovative automated grill. Though the grill didn't sell well, their 15-cent hamburgers were a big hit.
New salad.
Open wide America, you never can forget. You'll get more to like it.
The chain grew rapidly, reaching 1,200 locations by the 1970s. It introduced the combo meal concept and pioneered kids' meals with toys, later adopted by McDonald's as the Happy Meal. However, competition from bigger chains led to financial struggles.
Burger Chef introduces the all-round square meal. Hamburger, French fries, thick shake, apple turnover. A square meal at an old-fashioned...
In 1981, Hardee's acquired Burger Chef, converting many of its locations. By 1996, the last burger chef was gone. It's remembered as an innovator that shaped the fast food industry during its golden years.
Veal. For the lady?
Chicken tarragon.
And some Chardonnay.
The Magic Pan opened in 1966 in San Francisco's Ghirardelli Square, founded by Leslie and Paulette Fono. It specialized in crepes inspired by Hungarian recipes. The restaurant featured a unique Magic Pan, a rotating iron wheel used to make crepes in full view of diners. This drew customers eager for a fun and interactive dining experience. The menu included savory crepes like spinach and lobster, as well as sweet options with chocolate or fruit. The chain grew to over 110 locations by the late 1970s, but competition from casual dining chains led to its decline in the 1980s. By the late 90s, it had disappeared. Fans still fondly remember its cozy atmosphere and delicious crepes. By the 1990s, most locations had closed. Howard Johnson's ice cream remains a nostalgic treat for those who remember its glory days.
With our new celebration sampler, there's a dozen ways to celebrate. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7.
Chi-Chi's opened in 1975 in Minnesota, founded by Marno McDermott and former Green Bay Packers player Max McGee. It brought Tex-Mex flavors to the Midwest. With dishes like fajitas, enchiladas, and complimentary salsa, it became a lively destination for families and friends.
What's in Chi-Chi's new Sonoran sampler? A grande burro and...
By the 1980s, Chi-Chi's had over 200 locations and was one of the top Mexican restaurant chains in the U.S. However, a 2003 hepatitis A outbreak linked to its food devastated its reputation, and the chain filed for bankruptcy in 2004. Despite this, Chi-Chi's is still remembered for introducing Mexican dining to many Americans.
For a limited time, $4.50 buys you an incredible meal. First, dip into all the fresh homemade chips and salsa you want, then sink your appetite.
What if I tell you about a place that offered singing robots, arcade games, and pizza? Sounds like a kid's heaven, right? Bradley's Cafeteria was part of Bradley's Department Stores, which opened in 1958. These cafeterias served affordable meals like hot dogs, sandwiches, and ice cream. Shoppers enjoyed taking a break for a quick meal before continuing their shopping trips. By the 1990s, Bradley's began adding fast food chains like Pizza Hut to their food sections. However, as department stores struggled, Bradley's filed for bankruptcy in 2000. The cafeterias disappeared along with the store closures. For many, Bradley's Cafeteria was a nostalgic part of the mall shopping experience, offering simple comfort food during family outings. Next up, we have a restaurant that offered a unique aviation-based ambiance and served seafood. Yep, we're talking about the Hungry Tiger.
Over under, you can join Sambo's Tiger Club. You get a free tiger mask when you sign up. A birthday certificate will be mailed to you for a free brownie, $1 worth of food, and your choice of one gift.
The Brown Derby was opened in 1926 in Los Angeles, California. Designed to resemble a derby hat, it became an icon of Hollywood's golden age.
How they do it, but they do it.
I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Brown Derby does it with broiled Boston scrod, just $3.95.
Founded by Wilson Misner, Herbert Somborn, and Robert Cobb, the restaurant attracted celebrities with its simple menu and cozy ambiance. The Cobb salad, created there, became a signature dish. At its peak, the Brown Derby had several locations throughout Los Angeles. By the 1980s, increased competition and changes in dining trends led to closures. While the original locations are gone, the Brown Derby remains a symbol of old Hollywood glamour.
When was the last time you had an irresistible hot fudge sundae? Or a fantabulous banana split? Pick any of our 30 wonderful flavors and...
Swenson's opened in 1948 in San Francisco, California, founded by Earl Swenson. The chain became famous for its slogan, "Good as Father used to make," and expanded to hundreds of locations worldwide by the 1970s. Known for unique flavors like sticky chewy chocolate and signature sundaes like the Earthquake, Swenson's became a favorite stop for families and dessert lovers. Although most U.S. locations have closed, Swenson's continues to thrive internationally, especially in Asia. Its legacy as a pioneer in the ice cream industry endures, with the original stop still cherished in San Francisco.
Caramel corn was a paradise for caramel popcorn enthusiasts who thrived during the bustling mid-century mall boom. Picture yourself leisurely strolling through lively shopping centers, lured by the irresistible aroma of freshly caramelized popcorn emanating from this charming establishment. Dedicating itself to the craft of caramel popcorn, caramel corn became a beloved destination, encapsulating the essence of a bygone era. Envision families and friends gathering, sharing smiles and relishing the sweet and crunchy delights that defined caramel corn's legacy. As the mid-century mall culture flourished, so did caramel corn's popularity. It transcended being merely a snack stop. It became a nostalgic experience intricately woven into the fabric of community outings. The golden age of malls witnessed caramel corn ascending as a culinary icon, leaving an enduring mark on the collective memories of those who delighted in its delectable treats. In a surprising turn of events, caramel corn's journey took an unexpected twist as it joined forces with Dairy Queen and Orange Julius. This merger of beloved brands signaled a harmonious blend of flavors and traditions, creating a culinary synergy that resonated with a new generation. Although the standalone presence of caramel corn has dimmed, its legacy of caramel popcorn lives on, interwoven into the historical fabric of mall culture. The tale of caramel corn prompts contemplation on the evolution of our culinary landscape, where mergers and collaborations mold how we experience and relish our cherished treats. Ready to explore the mystery behind the disappearance of famous mall restaurants like Morrison's Cafeteria? Stay tuned to discover. Embark on a historical journey to the peak era of Morrison's Cafeterias, a chain of cafeteria-style restaurants that impacted the southeastern United States. With roots in the South, mainly in Georgia and Florida, Morrison's Cafeterias became renowned for their excellent Southern cuisine. Established in 1920 by J.A. Morrison in Mobile, Alabama, Morrison pioneered the cafeteria dining concept, offering more than 100 homemade dishes daily. Breitling Cafeterias, a successful chain of cafeteria-style restaurants, originated in the late 1920s as a prominent culinary presence in Birmingham, Alabama. The cafeteria was owned by John H. Holcomb and expanded to downtown Memphis, Nashville, and Louisville, creating a culinary alliance under common ownership in later years. Despite their local fame in Birmingham and Memphis, including B&W Cafeterias and Blue Boar Cafeterias, these establishments now only exist in the pages of culinary history. The First Avenue North location in Birmingham and the 20th St. North location in Memphis, both vibrant hubs in the late 1940s, encapsulated the essence of Breitling's heyday. These cafes were beloved gathering spots, featuring live music in Birmingham and employing Gladys Presley, the mother of rock and roll legend Elvis Presley, in Memphis. As the 1970s unfolded, the chains faced challenges from the rise of fast food establishments, prompting a move to suburban locations to regain their former popularity. However, the trend of all-you-can-eat buffets in the 1980s proved a temporary solution. Today, only memories remain as the once thriving Breitling Cafeterias succumbed to changing culinary preferences. Situated in New England, Brigham's Ice Cream holds a special place as a beloved brand, reflecting the region's diverse culinary heritage. Originating in Newton Highlands, Massachusetts, Brigham started as an ice cream provider and a complete restaurant franchise. The delightful offerings of Brigham's Ice Cream made their way into quart containers, bringing joy to the people of New England. The brand adorned franchised restaurants throughout Massachusetts for years, becoming integral to the local culinary landscape until 2013. Following its acquisition by H.P. Hood, the brand's headquarters established itself on Kimball Lane in Lynnfield, Massachusetts, reconnecting with its origins. What distinguishes Brigham's is its steadfast dedication to regional identity. By incorporating local flavors, the brand uses New England colloquialisms like wicked to emphasize extremes and frappe for a milkshake with a scoop of ice cream. Events significant to New Englanders, such as the Big Dig and the 2004 World Series, contribute to Brigham's story. While once having a significant presence with 100 restaurant locations, Brigham's eventually saw the end of its dine-in establishments.
Since 1914, Brigham's has survived through world wars, the Great Depression, to today's ice cream wars. The company has established itself as a New England tradition.
The final stronghold in Arlington, Massachusetts bid farewell to Brigham's name in August 2015. Nevertheless, Brigham's spirit endures, as its iconic ice cream is now overseen by Hood, ensuring that each scoop continues to embody the essence of New England's sweet traditions. In a world where tastes evolve and trends shift, Brigham stands as a timeless tribute to regional pride. But wait, there's more. Hamburger Hamlet, affectionately referred to as the Hamlet, transcended its status as a restaurant chain to become a significant cultural landmark in Los Angeles. Established in 1950 by film actor Harry Lewis and his wife Marilyn, it swiftly became a beloved spot for Angelenos and the city's creative community. Starting as a single establishment, it expanded to 24 locations, influencing not only Los Angeles, but also Chicago and the Washington, D.C. metro areas, forming a hub of diverse flavors and artistic inspiration. The appeal of Hamburger Hamlet went beyond the ordinary by offering hamburgers with unique toppings such as the famous bacon cheeseburger with Russian dressing. Diners delighted in the little fried onions, a renowned side dish synonymous with the Hamlet experience. Tables adorned with tomato relish and a menu featuring more than just burgers, including omelets and Mexican dishes, contributed to the restaurant's eclectic charm. In 1987, the Lewises entered the upscale dining scene with the establishment of Kate Mantilini. A turning point occurred in 1997 when Kookaroo acquired 14 Hamlet locations for $33 million. Noteworthy figures like Peggy Lee and Alfred Hitchcock frequented Hamburger Hamlet, immortalizing it in Hollywood biographies. The closure of the Sunset Boulevard Hamlet in 2014 marked the end of an era, symbolizing the passing of old Hollywood glamour, as expressed in Matthew Spector's novel American Dream Machine. In 2014, Los Angeles Magazine captured the sentiment in Allison Martino's article, Vintage Los Angeles, The Tragedy of Hamburger Hamlet. The piece resonates with the collective memories of a city, portraying Hamburger Hamlet not merely as a restaurant, but as a cultural cornerstone interwoven into the fabric of Los Angeles's rich history. The tale doesn't end here, though. There's more.
Howdy, stranger.
You Dinah?
The one and only.
I hear you got a dog food that satisfies a hungry dog.
You heard right. Gravy train.
Gravy train?
Doggy Diner, a beloved San Francisco Bay Area icon, opened in 1948 on Oakland's San Pablo Avenue. Its playful mascot, a dog wearing a chef's hat, became a symbol of fun, fast food. At its peak, the chain had 30 locations, mainly in San Francisco, where families and workers flocked for hot dogs, hamburgers, and crispy fries. With catchy jingles like Doggy Diner, Nothing Finer, it became part of local culture. Sadly, the chain couldn't keep up with fast food giants like McDonald's and closed in 1986. Though Doggy Diner faded, its legacy lives on, especially with a revived presence at Oracle Park, serving hot dogs at Giants games. The heartwarming nostalgia for Doggy Diner reminds us of more straightforward, joyful dining days.
Steak and Ale welcomes you back to the old country inn.
Come sup with us at Steak and Ale, where hearty dining abounds.
This takes me back to the old days.
Steak and Ale made its mark on casual dining when it opened in Dallas, Texas in 1966. Inspired by the charm of English inns, it offered hearty steaks and a warm, friendly atmosphere. The restaurant became a go-to for affordable dining, especially in the 70s and 80s, expanding to over 280 locations nationwide. Known for its comfortable vibe and rich, flavorful meals, it became synonymous with casual nights out. Unfortunately, competition and changing tastes led to its downfall, and by 2008, Steak and Ale shut its doors after filing for bankruptcy. Though the restaurant is gone, its influence on the casual dining scene is remembered fondly by those who enjoyed its signature steaks and cozy charm.
I like the Magic Pan. It's my kind of place and my kind of food. Steak, my old favorite. But tonight, I feel like veal.
Deanne had her 8th birthday party at Farrell's. Even the Beasley brothers had fun. When Jake the Snake had his birthday at Farrell's,
Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor opened in Portland, Oregon, 1963, offering oversized sundaes, vintage charm, and celebratory chaos. Known for its old-timey decor and enthusiastic staff, it was a family favorite for birthdays and group outings. The signature Pig's Trough and other giant desserts were as much about spectacle as flavor. The chain expanded nationwide but faltered in the 1980s due to changing dining habits. A brief revival couldn't sustain it, and the last Farrell's closed in 2019 in Brea, California. Though the parlor's doors are shut, its spirit lives on in cherished memories. And now, from creamy delights, we transition to a steakhouse where shrimp and salad reign supreme.
Beefsteak Charlie, and you're gonna get spoiled with free shrimp.
Thick, juicy steaks cooked up just like you like them. And sweet tender shrimp flowing endlessly. Oh, the shrimp and the fixin'.
In the 1970s and 1980s, Beefsteak Charlie's was the ultimate destination for casual diners seeking indulgence without breaking the bank. Known for its unlimited salad, shrimp, and beer offerings, this steakhouse chain promised a feast. Rooted in Manhattan's culinary history, Beefsteak Charlie's grew to over 60 locations, earning a reputation for its generous portions and unbeatable value. Their catchy slogan, "You're gonna get spoiled," wasn't just advertising. It was the essence of their dining experience. However, the good times couldn't last forever. Rising operational costs and increasing competition from newer chains began to chip away at its success. A 1985 merger with Bombay Palace didn't save the brand. By 1987, the last locations closed. Still, Beefsteak Charlie's remains an icon of indulgent dining in its heyday. Speaking of iconic, let's move to a brand that turned artisanal cheese into a mall staple. In the late 1960s, Minnie Pearl's Chicken emerged as a bold attempt to blend Southern charm with the booming fast food industry. Using the name of the beloved country singer, the chain grew rapidly, selling franchises at a breakneck pace. The stock soared, but the bubble burst when accounting practices were scrutinized. Minnie Pearl's downfall stemmed from mismanagement, overexpansion, and operational issues common in the industry at the time. Adding to the intrigue was the involvement of John J. Hooker, a gubernatorial candidate and charismatic figure who later claimed that Richard Nixon's political maneuvering contributed to the collapse. Minnie Pearl's Chicken disappeared as quickly as it had risen, leaving behind a quirky chapter in business history. Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips splashed in 1969, bringing Britain's fish and chips tradition to American soil. Named after the English actor famous for playing Jeeves, the chain gained popularity for its battered cod and thick-cut fries. At its peak, there were 826 locations across the U.S. However, the cod wars of the mid-1970s led to soaring fish prices, forcing the chain to cut costs and scale back. By the 1980s, financial troubles led to closures. Today, only a handful of locations struggle to survive, mainly in Ohio and New York, keeping a small piece of the legacy alive. Our next journey takes us to a burger chain with ambitious roots in the ice cream business, offering a glimpse into a more straightforward, drive-through driven time.
A great tradition of better taste, served in record time. Henry's Hamburgers.
Henry's Hamburgers burst onto the scene in 1954 as an ambitious offshoot of Bressler's Ice Cream, seeking to diversify its offerings with malts, shakes, and freshly grilled burgers. Inspired by the success of McDonald's, Henry's embraced the concept of fast, affordable meals, quickly establishing itself as a major player in the burgeoning fast food industry. With its catchy slogan and consistent quality, the chain expanded rapidly across the Midwest, challenging its competitors and building a loyal customer base. At its peak, Henry's boasted over 200 locations, standing shoulder to shoulder with some of the biggest names in the industry. However, by the 1970s, shifting market dynamics, ownership changes, and increasing competition led to its decline. Today, only one Henry's remains in Benton Harbor, Michigan, a nostalgic relic of its golden era.
So gets a meal. The Sam Burger Jr., a delicious double burger for just 25 cents.
Hey, Dad, I'll pay my own way tonight.
Sambo's, we're bringing down the high price of bringing up your kids.
The late 1970s gave rise to Boston Sea Party, an inventive chain that transported diners to colonial New England with its nautical-themed decor and waitstaff in historical costumes. The restaurant was famed for its incredible seafood buffets, offering everything from lobster to clam chowder at unbeatable prices. The concept thrived for years, captivating families and seafood lovers alike. However, changing dining trends and high operational costs led to its quiet decline. By 1994, the last location had closed, leaving behind fond memories of its unique ambiance and sumptuous feasts. Let's sail away from seafood and head south, where cafeteria-style dining created a culinary institution beloved by generations. Founded in 1920 by J.A. Morrison in Mobile, Alabama, Morrison's cafeteria pioneered cafeteria-style dining in the South. Offering an array of freshly prepared dishes, from fried chicken to chess pie, Morrison's became a home away from home for families, retirees, and travelers. By the mid-20th century, it boasted over 150 locations, especially thriving in Florida. The chain was celebrated for its affordability, warm hospitality, and extensive menu of over 100 items made fresh daily. However, by the late 1980s, competition from chains like Piccadilly Cafeteria and shifting dining preferences signaled trouble.
Sip into something exciting. Right now at your DQ, every small Orange Julius smoothie is just $1.49.
Orange Julius began in 1926 when Julius Freed started a juice stand in Los Angeles. His orange juice wasn't a big hit initially. A friend, Bill Hamlin, added milk, sugar, and egg whites to create a frothy, sweet drink. This new recipe turned heads and quickly became a favorite. By the 1960s, Orange Julius was a go-to stop in malls across America. Its unique blend of creamy sweetness made it a refreshing choice. People loved watching their drinks made fresh and enjoyed sipping them while shopping. It became so popular that it was named the official drink of the 1964 New York World's Fair.
Only $1.49. It's a sweet deal on The Real Deal. All 3 varieties, light or premium fruit smoothies and Julius Originals, all just $1.49. Now that's...
Dairy Queen acquired the brand in 1987, making the drinks available at their locations. Unfortunately, standalone Orange Julius stores disappeared as malls declined. Though you can still find the drinks at some Dairy Queen outlets, the nostalgic mall experience is now a memory. York Steakhouse made this a reality.
Lunch at a great price? Well, York has lots of them.
At York Steakhouse, we serve the best in food and quality.
At York Steakhouse, we've got delicious...
York Steakhouse launched its first location in 1966 in Columbus, Ohio. Eddie Grayson and Bernie Gross designed it as a cafeteria-style restaurant. Guests could grab salads, steaks, and desserts from buffet lines. This approach made it easy to serve families quickly and affordably. The atmosphere was cozy, with wooden furniture and dim lighting. One unique feature was their no tipping policy, which customers appreciated.
You'll get a lot more food for a lot less than you thought the price would be.
Come to York and get a lot more lunch for a lot less money.
By the early 1980s, York Steakhouse had nearly 200 locations across 27 states. It was a go-to spot for hearty meals after shopping. However, the late 1980s brought challenges. Competition from other dining concepts forced many locations to close. By 1989, only a few remained. Today, just one York Steakhouse operates in Columbus, Ohio. It still serves loyal customers and keeps the memory of this beloved mall restaurant alive.
Maybe.
Morrison's Cafeteria opened in 1920 in Mobile, Alabama, founded by J.A. Morrison. It introduced cafeteria-style dining to the South, offering freshly prepared meals. The menu featured classics like fried chicken, meatloaf, collard greens, and chess pie.
Morrison's use fresh bread from the oven to make their filled baguettes. Reason 78, tasty filled baguettes. More reasons to shop at Morrison's.
By the mid-20th century, Morrison's had over 150 locations, thriving especially in Florida. Retirees and families loved its affordable prices and welcoming atmosphere. Each visit felt like a home-cooked meal, with over 100 menu items made fresh daily.
It's time for another Piccadilly People Profile. And try saying that 3 times fast with your mouth full of catfish. That's what Sally Sanders comes.
Ever wonder what made Hickory Farms a mall staple? Well, let's find out.
Sometimes we take old Dad for granted. Don't do it this year. Be particular. Select a food gift pack from Hickory Farms.
Hickory Farms began in 1951 in Toledo, Ohio, founded by Richard Ransom. The brand initially sold handcrafted cheeses at fairs, but it soon expanded to summer sausages and gourmet gift baskets. By the 1970s, Hickory Farms had over 300 locations, becoming a staple during the holiday season.
Oh, he'll just love this one.
Now, that's the big Roundup pack. It contains some of our finest meat and cheese products.
Their gift boxes filled with meats, cheeses, nuts, and candies were a popular choice for shoppers and made them a mall staple. Seasonal kiosks in malls were iconic, drawing crowds every December. Customers loved the free samples and high-quality nostalgic offerings. In the 1990s, the company shifted to mail order and online sales, closing its permanent stores. Today, Hickory Farms operates mainly through holiday pop-ups and e-commerce. While its mall presence is gone, the brand remains a favorite for festive giving and food lovers.
More like it.
And to me, coffee that smells best tastes best.
Chock full of nuts is that heavenly coffee.
Blimpie was founded in 1964 in Hoboken, New Jersey by Tony Conza, Peter DiCarlo, and Angelo Baldessere. Inspired by local sub shops, they created a sandwich brand with a unique name. Blimpie quickly gained popularity for its fresh, customizable subs. By the 1970s, Blimpie had over 1,000 locations, making it a serious competitor to Subway. Their signature sub, the Blimpie Best, became a favorite among sandwich lovers. The chain expanded into malls, attracting shoppers with its quality and convenience. In the 1990s, management issues and competition led to closures. By the 2010s, only about 200 Blimpie locations remained. While it's no longer a mall staple, Blimpie is remembered for its fresh ingredients and satisfying subs. Let's talk about that ever-famous Cinnabon.
It's been quite the year, but the holidays are here, and everyone deserves some extra sweetness this season. From our ooey gooey classic rolls to our perfect for gifting Cinnapacks.
Cinnabon started in 1985 at SeaTac Mall near Seattle, Washington, founded by Rich Coleman and Geraldine Brousseau. Their goal was to create the world's best cinnamon roll. Using a special cinnamon called Makara from Indonesia, they developed their iconic roll with cream cheese frosting. By the late 1980s, Cinnabon had expanded to over 350 locations in malls, airports, and high-traffic areas. Shoppers were drawn to the irresistible smell of freshly baked cinnamon rolls. The open kitchen design added to the experience, letting customers watch the rolls being made. Though Cinnabon remains a successful brand today, its presence in malls has significantly decreased. Most of its business has shifted to online and grocery store products. For many, the sweet, sticky rolls bring back memories of shopping trips and special treats. By the 1990s, most locations had closed. Today, it's remembered as a symbol of simpler times when a juicy burger was the highlight of a mall outing.
Party. Farrell's. Because whether you're 6 or 14 or right in between, you always have a party at Farrell's.
Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor opened in 1963 in Portland, Oregon, founded by Bob Farrell and Ken McCarthy. The parlors featured an early 1900s theme, complete with player pianos and staff dressed in vintage outfits. the chain became famous for its extravagant sundaes, like the Zoo Party Sundae, which could feed a group. Farrell's also offered free sundaes for kids on their birthdays, making it a top choice for family celebrations. By the 1970s, it had grown to over 130 locations. However, by the late 1980s, competition and changing trends led to closures. The final location closed in 2019. Farrell's remains a cherished memory for its fun atmosphere and giant ice cream creations. Now let's discuss the place that set the trend for fast food with its innovative combo meals and kids' toys.
Chef will treat you right.
At Burger Chef, we just can't stand to let anyone walk away hungry. So we went all out and built the Super Chef.
Burger. Now, who wouldn't remember the bright orange roofs and unlimited flavors of ice creams?
Howard Johnson's, they've got more, different kinds of ice cream, red balloons and
Howard Johnson's ice cream began in 1925 when Howard Deering Johnson created a creamier ice cream with a higher butterfat. Starting with a soda fountain in Massachusetts, he later expanded to roadside ice cream stands. The chain grew rapidly, offering 28 unique flavors like pistachio and butterscotch. By the 1950s, it was a popular stop for families on road trips, with its bright orange-roofed restaurants serving full meals. In the 1970s, fast food competitors and changing consumer habits led to a decline.
Never seen a place like Showbiz Pizza Place. We'll serve you a pizza second to none. So
Showbiz Pizza Place opened in 1980 in Kansas City, Missouri, founded by Robert L. Brock. It combined pizza, arcade games, and animatronic entertainment.
The electronic games, pizza baked fresh every day, and the stage show extravaganza on 3 stages.
So come for pizza, stay for the fun.
Families love watching the Rock-a-Fire Explosion, a robotic animal band, while enjoying pizza and playing games. By the mid-1980s, Showbiz Pizza had over 200 locations and became a popular spot for birthday parties.
We're sharing share the fun at Showbiz Pizza Place. We've got singing fun at Showbiz.
In 1992, it merged with Chuck E. Cheese, leading to the phasing out of the Showbiz brand. Today, it lives on in the memories of those who grew up dancing and playing games at these unique pizza parlors.
Let's give Bradley shoppers something special for Christmas. Even lower prices. This week, lower prices on men.
The Hungry Tiger started in 1962 in Southern California, founded by former Flying Tigers combat pilots. It was a chain of seafood restaurants featuring aviation-themed decor. Known for dishes like broiled shrimp and seafood platters, it attracted diners seeking a casual yet classy experience. Its strategic locations near airports and business districts made it popular for dates and meetings. At its peak, the chain had 41 locations. By the 1980s, increased competition and financial struggles led to closures, with most locations shutting down or transitioning to independent operations. While its name has faded, the Hungry Tiger remains a fond memory for those who dine there.
It's May Value Days at Woolworth with savings for everyone. There are lots of summer values. Great buy.
The Fountain Cafe was part of Woolworth stores, starting in 1910 with soda fountains. These cafes offered quick meals, drinks, and desserts to shoppers. Families loved enjoying burgers, milkshakes, and ice cream sundaes at affordable prices. By the 1950s, these cafes had become a staple of the Woolworth shopping experience, providing a relaxed, community-focused environment. As Woolworth stores declined in the late 20th century, the Fountain Cafes gradually disappeared. By 1997, Woolworths closed its last U.S. stores. The cafes live on in the hearts of those who remember their charm and simplicity. Now, let's dig into a Hollywood icon where celebrities dined and the Cobb salad was born.
What can I tell you about the Gervis Brown Derby? You know good food when you taste it. You know low prices when you see them, don't you?
I don't know how they do it.
Bressler's 33 Flavors was founded in 1927 in Detroit, Michigan by William J. Bressler. The chain became known for its wide range of ice cream flavors, rivaling Baskin-Robbins.
What could be better than a spectacular Baskin-Robbins ice cream cone? How about making it a double dip?
By the 1980s, it had over 300 locations in malls across the country. However, after multiple ownership changes, Bressler's 33 flavors disappeared by 2007, leaving behind a legacy of delicious ice cream and joy for mall-goers.
59 cents more. So come on, get that 30 wonderful feel.
Want to know about a place that was a dessert heaven? Let's talk about Swenson's now.
One of the most cherished and well-known mall restaurants in the past was the iconic Harvest House cafeterias. This beloved cafeteria-style eatery held a special place in the hearts of many, offering a diverse menu and a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Families and friends gathered here to create cherished memories over delicious meals in bustling malls. Imagine a lively mall with Harvest House cafeterias at its culinary center. The inviting aroma of freshly prepared dishes filled the air, attracting visitors with the promise of delightful treats. The cafeteria's extensive menu catered to various tastes, ensuring something for everyone, from the choosiest eaters to the most adventurous palates. The family-friendly atmosphere was the special ingredient that made Harvest House cafeterias more than just a place to eat. It was a space where relationships were strengthened, and shared moments became timeless. The sounds of children's laughter, the clinking of utensils, and friendly conversations created an atmosphere that felt like a home away from home. Unfortunately, this once thriving culinary haven has disappeared, leaving only memories behind. Were you intrigued to know the stories behind the disappearance of Kenny Rogers Roasters? Keep watching to find out. In the dynamic world of dining experiences, Kenny Rogers Roasters emerges as a noteworthy disappearance. Established in 1991 by the collaboration of country legend Kenny Rogers and former KFC CEO John Y. Brown Jr., this chicken-focused chain impacted the culinary scene.
Introducing Kenny's brand new barbecue chicken, perfectly cooked and basted in a savory sauce. Try our downright kickin' barbecue chicken today.
Kenny Rogers Roasters. There's goodness here.
Imagine when the inviting scent of perfectly roasted chicken filled the air, enticing hungry customers to Kenny Rogers Roasters. Founded by Brown, a former governor of Kentucky and an early investor in Kentucky Fried Chicken, along with Rogers, renowned for his musical talent and commercial work for the Dole Food Company, the restaurant combined expertise with celebrity influence. The partnership between a seasoned business leader and a music icon resulted in a dining experience beyond the ordinary. The restaurant's success wasn't just about its delicious chicken, it embodied entrepreneurial spirit with a touch of celebrity charm. However, like many aspects of life, Kenny Rogers Roasters has become a cherished memory, disappearing from the culinary scene. The echoes of its once vibrant presence remain, prompting reflection on the fleeting nature of even the most beloved establishments. By 1950, the chain had grown to 17 locations across Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida, particularly gaining popularity among retirees. Morrison's cafeterias flourished and became the largest cafeteria chain in the nation. In addition to its dining establishments, the company expanded into catering, securing contracts for significant productions like The Greatest Show on Earth and extending services to schools, universities, corporate dining, and hospitals. Despite its historical success, Morrison's cafeterias faced criticism for maintaining racial segregation during the Civil Rights Movement. In 1964, protests led by John Lewis in Nashville challenged the company's discriminatory practices, which persisted until the company's closure. In the 1980s, new management aimed to diversify by acquiring the Ruby Tuesday chain in 1982. By the mid-1990s, changes in dining preferences prompted Morrison's to split into three entities: Morrison's Fresh Cooking, Ruby Tuesday Incorporation, and Morrison Healthcare. Ultimately, evolving customer expectations contributed to the decline of Morrison's Fresh Cooking, leading to its sale to Piccadilly Cafeterias in 1998. Maryland, Chicken George emerged as a prominent fast food destination in the culinary scene of Baltimore. Theodore Holmes, an entrepreneurial visionary, laid the foundation for this flavorful venture in November 1979, opening the first restaurant in the bustling Mondawmin Mall.
Chicken George is the official fast food chain of the Miss Intercontinental pageant.
What started as a single eatery evolved into a chain that left a lasting impression on the palates of its patrons. As the enticing aroma of Chicken George's delicious offerings permeated the air, the chain's popularity skyrocketed. Baltimore witnessed the establishment of 5 more locations, each contributing its unique flavor to the city's culinary landscape. The appeal extended beyond city limits, with Chicken George expanding to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the bustling streets of Washington, D.C. The success reached distant places, with franchise restaurants appearing in Atlanta, Los Angeles, and various other cities. However, the culinary journey unexpectedly turned in September 1991 when Chicken George confronted financial challenges. Once riding high on the wave of success, the company faced the harsh reality and made the tough decision to file for bankruptcy with the ultimate goal of dissolution. The story of Chicken George is one of entrepreneurial spirit, flavor, and the ever-changing dynamics of the fast food industry. Were you intrigued by the tales of Chicken George? Get ready for the next shocking revelation. Located in downtown Boston, Durgan Park was a living testament to history and gastronomy, gracing 340 Faneuil Hall Marketplace since 1827. Recognized as a landmark since 1,827 inches by the Greater Boston Convention and Visitors Bureau, this esteemed establishment became an iconic destination within the vibrant Quincy market. With entrances on both its Faneuil Hall and Clinton Street facades, Durgan Park was not just a restaurant, but a time capsule of culinary heritage. In the face of changing culinary trends, Durgan Park confronted an unavoidable transition. On January 3, 2019, a significant announcement reverberated through its historic halls. January 12, 2019 would signify the final day of service. With a heavy heart, the doors closed permanently, leaving behind a legacy etched in the annals of Boston's rich history. However, a semblance of continuity endured amidst the closure. A satellite location at Boston's Logan International Airport continued to welcome patrons, preserving a taste of Durgan Park's legacy. Durgan Park was more than a restaurant. It was a revered institution where history and flavor converged. Wondering where Hamburger Hamlet disappeared to? Well, here is the tale. Established in 1948 by the ice cream expert Earl Swenson, whose skills blossomed during his service in the U.S. Navy in World War II, the story of frozen delights commenced on the busy streets of San Francisco. Swenson's first shop, situated at the corner of Union and Hyde Streets, emerged from the remnants of a failed ice cream parlor, swiftly becoming a go-to spot for frozen treats. Earl, a devoted fan of vanilla, crafted an impressive array of 150 flavors, all presented under the banner of "Good as Father Used to Make." The initial store, a modest spot with takeout service, gradually transformed. Swenson's franchisees expanded indoor seating and diversified the menu to include sandwiches and hamburgers, contributing to the brand's prosperity. Despite changes in ownership and various challenges, Swenson's endured. The brand persisted from its peak of 400 stores in the 1980s to a more scaled-down era in the 1990s. The journey included acquisition, a surge in popularity in Asia, and a poignant farewell to the last U.S. franchise in 2022. Today, under the ownership of International Franchise Incorporation in Canada, Swenson's legacy lives on with approximately 300 franchise outlets worldwide. From the charming streets of San Francisco to the bustling cities of Asia, Swenson's continues to spread joy with its delightful treats.
Hot Sam Pretzels began 1966 at Livonia Mall in Michigan, quickly becoming a mall staple. Its fresh, soft pretzels, served warm and buttery, were an instant hit with shoppers. Ownership changed hands several times, with General Host acquiring it in 1971 and Mrs. Fields taking over in 1995. Under Mrs. Fields, it was merged with Pretzel Time, a move that marked the beginning of the end for Hot Sam. By 2005, the brand had been fully absorbed, leaving only memories of its iconic pretzel stands. Its disappearance marked the loss of a snack synonymous with mall culture. But where pretzels once reigned supreme, a uniquely steamy and savory treat was about to captivate diners across the country.
You know why I come to Lum's, good buddy? They grill the steaks just perfect. And the fish fried dinner is so tender and delicious.
Lum's started in 1956 when Stuart and Clifford Pearlman bought a small hot dog stand in Miami Beach, Florida for $10,000. Famous for its beer-steamed hot dogs and family-friendly vibe, the chain grew rapidly, peaking at over 400 locations nationwide. Lum's also offered hearty comfort food that resonated with diners of all ages. But despite its success, mismanagement and changing dining preferences led to its downfall. By the early 1980s, most of Lum's locations had closed, leaving a legacy of flavorful hot dogs and warm nostalgia. The Magic Pan debuted in the 1970s, transforming the humble crepe into an elevated dining experience. With its cozy French ambiance and savory and sweet crepes menu, it quickly became a hit, expanding to 110 locations across the U.S. and Canada. Whether you craved chicken in creamy sauce or decadent chocolate fillings, the Magic Pan delivered a unique, flavorful escape. However, as tastes shifted and fast food grew dominant, the chain struggled to keep up. By the early 1990s, its locations had all closed, leaving a crepe-shaped hole in mall dining. From delicate French-inspired bites, the spotlight shifted to a boisterous, family-friendly destination filled with oversized desserts and celebratory fanfare.
Here's our famous Puppin' Taco hamburger. Mustard, pickle, tomato, special sauce, and an all-beef patty. Delicious! Just 69 cents.
Puppin' Taco was a fast food treasure in Southern California, founded in 1956 by Russell Wendell. Known for its unique combination of tacos, hot dogs, and pastrami sandwiches, the chain quickly captured the hearts of locals. In 1965, Puppin' Taco became a brand, opening its first official location in Pasadena. The drive-in concept paired perfectly with California's laid-back vibe. However, in 1984, Taco Bell swooped in and bought 99 locations, effectively ending the chain's reign. While Puppin' Taco disappeared, its influence lingered, especially in the fast food world. A few locations continued under the name Poppin' Taco until their closure in 2013, marking the end of an era in California's fast food culture.
What could be better than the spectacular Baskin-Robbins ice cream cone? How about making it a double dip for just 59 cents more?
Horn and Hard Art revolutionized dining with their automats, a unique, waiterless concept introduced in 1902. Patrons could drop coins into gleaming glass compartments to access hot meals or fresh coffee, a novelty that made dining quick, affordable, and fun. At its peak, this iconic chain had over 100 locations, catering to bustling city crowds in Philadelphia and New York. With its Art Deco interiors and comforting menu of meatloaf, pies, and mac and cheese, Horn and Hard Art became a cultural landmark. Sadly, the rise of fast food giants, demographic shifts, and strategic missteps led to its decline. By 1991, the last automat closed its doors, marking the end of an era when a meal was just a coin away.
It's Sunday at Many Pearls. Friends, family, and food aplenty.
Hurry in for cashew chicken before the offer ends.
The crave for China Coast.
Get the crave.
China Coast, launched in 1990 by Darden Restaurants, aimed to bring American Chinese cuisine to the masses. The chain seemed poised for success with its bright decor, extensive menu, and the backing of industry giants like Red Lobster and Olive Garden. However, while the concept promised an authentic yet accessible dining experience, customers found it lacking. Complaints of uninspired dishes and inconsistent service plagued its short-lived journey. Despite ambitious plans to dominate the Chinese dining market, China Coast folded in 1995, just 5 years after opening. It remains a cautionary tale of how even the best-laid plans can falter if they fail to capture the diner's taste buds.
And Arthur Treacher's Family Sampler. 2 pieces of our famous fish. 2 pieces of boneless all-white meat chicken. 2 delicious...
Founded 1957 in Santa Barbara, California, Sambo's epitomized the charm of post-war roadside diners. Famous for its fluffy pancakes and cheerful atmosphere, it expanded rapidly, reaching 47 states at its peak. However, the chain's name, linked to racial stereotypes, sparked growing criticism. As societal awareness increased, the tone-deaf branding became unsustainable. Attempts to rebrand as No Place Like Sam's and Jolly Tiger failed to regain public favor. By the 1980s, Sambo's was in decline, and most locations shuttered. Only the original Sambo's in Santa Barbara persist, run by the founder's grandson, serving as a nostalgic reminder of simpler times.
Feast your eyes on the Boston Sea Party Feast.